Stater, man, why is it not working with me? God must not want me to speak. But in '91, I got invited by Carol Rhodes, I believe, with the Jacobson House. And she said, come to this race. If you take the top 3, we'll send you to Boston. Got in the race, went to Boston, got mugged, but didn't care because it was fun. And Will Channing was there, you know. And, you know, hey, Will, man, I need some lunch, you know. But, and then I finished in the top 100, 92. Went up to Kenosha, Wisconsin, finished in the top 50. 93, had the opportunity to race in Missoula, Montana. The one and only Billy Mills was there in the audience, and I ended up finishing 13th. And come to you? Okay. What tribe are you? Okay, no wonder. Now, don't move. My name is Chance Rush. But real quick, I know we have a pretty special agenda tonight. I've been with Wings as a runner from 91 to about 93. Had the opportunity to serve as a facilitator. And, you know, one of my best friends is Philip Castillo, who ran at Adams State College. And Philip Castillo was on the Ultimate Dream Team, scoring a 15 in a 5-second pack. And I remember that night that he introduced me to 2 people, and I almost broke down crying when I met these 2. I had the opportunity to sit down and visit and just watch Joe Behill and Billy Mills have a conversation. And it made me feel strong and powerful, like I belong here. We belong. And we're the smallest population in the world. We are. And as a young man, I know that I'm 38, but I know I look like I'm about 25. I mean, look at Billy. I mean, I was 7 years old when I met Billy. He looked just like that right there. You know. So real quick. So when I'm a little guy, I go to this powwow. And Billy Mills was there with his white teeth and his Asics outfit on. And I said, man, what do you do? He said, you know, he was laughing with me. The other, one of the chairmen goes, he's a runner, now go on. I said, I'm a runner. I said, watch, I'm going to run around the arena and ask him. I ran 1 lap around the arena, and I was just dodging people, and, you know, I got away around the arena. And I don't think Billy really paid attention, but he was kind of more like, that's good, good. You know? And over the years, I knew, even though I was illiterate, even though I was an alternative student, I knew that I belonged someplace. And I want you to know, a lot of our Indian runners out there, that's the first thing that they think, is I belong someplace. I have an imaginary tattoo on my chest, on my heart, and it says Wings. Because, you know, when I came across and I won those 4 state titles in high school, I thought Wings. When I went off to college and became a 2-time national champ and a 4-time All-America, I thought Wings. When I went out there and I did running camps, and when I did, when I facilitated events, you know, I thought Wings. You know, and I want to thank a few people, you know, for giving me the opportunity to be part of the Wings family. I've been away from Wings for about 15 years, but it always feels good to come home. And what I see out here is I see a family. And always remember, in life, all you guys are successful at something. You guys are all businessmen or businesswomen at something. You make a lot of money, or you do, obviously.
We try.
But I want to say this. You're only here on this earth for so long. You're only here on this earth for so long. Continue to make a difference. Continue to be strong. Continue to give. Continue to support. See, when you like something, it becomes a hobby. When you love something, it becomes a way of life. I wake up every single morning and I have no idea. Why I put on those running shoes and I'll go for a 7-mile run. I'm not competitive no more. But I'm out there running 7, 8 miles some days. Today I jumped up and did a 4-mile run this morning. It's just the way of my life. And we all have a way of our life somewhere, somehow, some way. But always remember that we're only here on this earth for so long. Can you fix that, somebody? I mean, you were fixing it for Billy Mills. For Will Channing. It's my turn. He goes get some chicken. I know you're bigger than me, but I can run.
I had the chicken. I was thinking wings.
Yeah. Well, let me see. Now you were thinking thighs. Okay, I'm about to get off the mic. So anyway, I'm jumping around real quick and I don't want to, but I want to thank from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank Margie Cana. I want to thank Ann Wheelock Gonzalez. I want to thank, he's not with us and I don't know where he's at, what he's doing, but you know, I remember his name was Mo Smith, and I remember one time my mom was hollering in the living room, and normally she hollers when a kid does something wrong, but we were all outside. And my mom said, Chance, get in here. I ran in the house, and I was watching TV, and I was watching the Pan Am games. I can't remember what games it was, but I remember watching whenever Mo Smith was walking down Joe Falcon. And my mom says, you know what, you're going to meet him one day. Just like you're going to meet Billy Mills again one day. And even though I didn't have my dad around, and even though that I had a hard time in school, I always knew that I belonged somewhere. And I remember after my very first state title, I remember I called out to somewhere in California. And a woman named Pat answered the phone. I said, hey, Pat, is Billy there? No, he's in Europe or something. I said, I want to let you know I won a state championship, and I want you to tell him. He inspired me. And it was kind of cool. I don't know if you remember Billy, but he called my house one time. And I was still an alternative student, but I said that I'm going to do something, It's just so amazing that a year later, when Carol Rhodes asked me to come be part of Wings, I got to meet Mo Smith. And the year after that, I got to talk to Mo Smith, Joe Vigil, and Billy Mills all in the same setting. And that's what Wing has done for me. As I wrap up here, I just want to thank all of you guys. And I'm asking all y'all to continue your support. Continue your support, because this is a wonderful organization. And it's just not about winning championships, because they do that. But it's also about talking and encouraging kids about health issues, about diabetes, and going out and continuing our services. I remember when I was a Wings facilitator, that's what we did. Every single day we went to a different reservation. We ran in the morning, we trained the kids all day, and we had green chili and mutton at night, and we felt it in the middle of the night, and we had it, and we did it again because we loved it. Toward the end of my career at Wings, I was down in Mescalera, New Mexico. And I got to come out here and train a little bit up at St. John's College. I would stay over at Will Channing's house. And he let me and Philip Castillo stay over there. And it was cool for a little bit, but there was a little chubby guy with his shirt off, a bronze statue, a little chubby guy with his shirt off, smiling at me, you know, and it kind of threw me off. And they said his name was Buddha. Here I thought it was some chubby guy from San Domingo or from Dimas Pueblo. And I remember, sorry, but you know, I'm just saying, you know. But as I was heading out to Mescalera, Apache, a woman named Barbie Johnson brought us in. And I know Philip was getting ready for ceremonies. And there's a woman who was also part of Wings. I don't know if you remember, her name was Ada Benz up from Crow, Montana. And she called and she wanted to talk to Philip. And Philip said, no, I can't make it. I'm going to be in ceremony. But I got another guy here. He just won a national title if you want to talk to him. And she got on the phone with me and she said, well, we want to know, the Pro Agency wants to bring you up and you know you can race against Mo Smith up here. Is Mo here? I mean, I wish he was here. But anyway, went up there to race him. And right when I got off the airplane, nobody was there to pick me up at the airport. You know, they were all there for Mo, you know, but they weren't there for me. The day before that, Mo was having a running camp, and he was getting out free Nike shirts. And when I get down to Crow Agency, I get out of that Indian car, and I'm going over to this roundhouse. This kid never met me ever in my life, and he says, Mo's going to beat you. I was like, okay, well, that's what everyone thinks, you know. So the next day, that morning, I woke up and Mo was staying at Motel 6, and I was staying in the teepee, power ground. And I looked up, and out of the teepee, I saw a little star, and I was thinking, man, you know, I came a long way. Why can't I even go any further? You know, why can't I go further? And this ain't my 1964 Olympic gold medal Tokyo, Japan story, but it's the res version. And I'm almost done, so hold on. And so I wake up and I get out there and I'm stretching out, and it's a 4-mile race. And I get on the line, and I take off, and after the first mile, me and Mo come across at 9:30 for a 2-mile. And we're still hanging in there, Next thing you know, we come across at the 15-minute mark for 3 miles. And I was right there with them, and I start taking off. And even Larry Blacksmith from Crow, I thought he was going to be cheering for me because I'm the underdog. But he was really, come on, Mo, you can get him, he's burning down. So I go across, and I come across the finish line. And I think one of the coolest wing story that I'll ever have, and even though they retired while I was in my prime, as a Wings of America runner, I can say that I beat Billy Mills and Mo Smith in my career. Of course, I was 20, and Billy was like 55, you know, but he was a close second. You know? But as I got that phone call hung up, and I was so excited to Mescalero Apache, because that's where we're at the hotel, Mescalero Apache. The next day we get up, and we're sitting there, and we're having our running camp. And I'm thinking, this is my last running camp. This is the last running camp I'll ever do. And guess what? That day, it was the last running camp that I ever did. These little kids came up to me and says, Coach Rush, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? I said, I'm not. I'm going back to Oklahoma. I'm going to be a social worker for the Potawatomi Nation. Man, you're not coming back. I said, no, I'm not coming back. You know, and I went away, and you know, real quick at Mescalero, that last track meet, it was funny. At the end of the camp, we got to pick our own track teams. We ran the mile, we ran the half mile, we ran the mile relay, and we played these other little Indian games, you know. And I picked my track team, and a lot of these guys were like these guys back here, you know, tall, about to go to college, good runners and whatnot. And there was this little chubby kid, you know, looked like that bronze statue, just kind of pacing around, you know. Chance, you gonna pick me? You gonna pick me? Chance, you gonna pick me? I mean, he was this tall. He was like 7. You gonna pick me? You gonna pick me? Like, well, if I get the first pick, I'll pick you because they might pick you. And then sure enough, I got the first pick. So instead of picking this kid, you know, that was gonna instead of picking Lauren Sego, who was gonna go to college and run somewhere, who was a former Wings runner, I said, man, I have the first pick, and I picked that little kid. I said, come on, man, I got you. He just strutted in line like he was just a man. Like, yeah, you did the right thing. And he was walking on there. So everybody was picking their teams. And he was, man, pick my cousin. He's going to be fast when he gets older. Pick him. So I picked this cousin. I got all these little bitty kids. And Dwayne Carl, Lenny Essen, and I think Philip Castillo picked all the good runners, you know. And I just started hyping up my kids. Man, we're going to shock the world today. You remember in 1964? You remember when Billy was on that bus? We're going to shock the world today. You hear me? And I had these kids hyped up. Every time you hit a corner, I'm going to be over there cheering you on. You hear me? Get ready, because we're coming. World, get ready, because we're coming. So anyway, we get on the line. That little kid, my #1 pick, he looked at those big, tall dudes that were going to go off and run college track. He looked at them like they were nothing. The gun went off. He just sprinted out. After that first 100 meters, I ran over to the other side of the track, and I was cheering him. We get down to the 300 meters. I'm down there screaming at him. We come around the car. I'm just hollering at him. Every time he sees me, I mean, he's like just barely jogging, but when he sees me, he picks it up. You never know what happened that day. Guess what happened on that day with Melody? We got butt naked last. But what I wanted to work with was people from the inside out. Let me tell you this. Everybody here has a reputation. And I know that you're not needing your speaker, your keynote speaker, or whatnot. But reputation is for people to say and think about you. That's their business. Character is what you know about you, what you can do about you, what you can say about you. And that's what Wings taught me. When I was over there behind my desk for Wings of America, at the Potawatomi Nation, I didn't love it. I liked it, but I didn't love it. Some of you, every single person in this audience tonight, and this is why I'm trying to talk about wings and endorse wings at this moment, is this. When we've all settled for something. We've all thought we loved it, we end up liking it. We need this organization to continue to thrive and to continue to grow. And I know that the economy is the way that it is. But if we can find partners, if we can continue to donate, if we can continue to, I mean, it is, as a wings runner, let me tell you this in closing. I quit my job at the Potawatomi Nation. In 1999, I caught a flight to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And the only reason I went, let me tell you something about Wings of America. The only reason I went was because Billy Mills was going to be the keynote speaker. Do you remember that? And I remember that I met him at the airport. And I remember when I got off the airplane, my Aunt Della Warrior was getting on the plane, flying out to go back to New Mexico. And talk about how God puts people in special positions. Let me tell you about how God puts you in special positions. I get off the airplane. I go out to the baggage claim. Nobody would give me a ride to the NIA conference. Nobody would give me a ride. Everybody was too busy doing this, doing that, didn't have room. And I remember I sat there, and the one lady came up to me, and she asked me if I would help her wash the windows. So I helped her. I'm a mama's boy. I helped her wash the windows. 2 hours later, I was still sitting there looking for a ride. She came up. She goes, now I need for you to empty all these bins and put new bags in them. I said, lady, I don't work here. Even though I look like it, I don't work here. Billy comes walking out. And I pretended like I was with Billy. And I got a ride because of you, because someone was picking you up. We go back to the Radisson. And I know you probably think it's weird that I know every moment by moment by moment. You know, I knew I was going to amount to something. And I owe it to Wings because I got this dude and his wife to go sing karaoke with me one night. And we were up in Michigan, real quick, and I knew that I was going to become something. When I can get this dude to stand up there and go up and sing 3 George Strait songs with me, and we sang All My Exes Live in Texas, and we sang it loud and proud, because they really do. I knew I got to ride with him. I said, Billy, I want to do what you do. I want to do what you do. I want to be about what you got going on. He introduced me to the late Carol Ann Hart. You remember that? He introduced me to the late Carol Ann Hart. He introduced me to her, and he said, there you go. There you go. You know, ever since that day, I've been doing this for the past 15 years. I don't work anywhere else. I'm a freelancer. I work for myself, and I'm not here to endorse or advertise myself. I'm here to endorse and advertise what Wings of America instilled in me. To be that entrepreneur, to be that leader, to be that advocate, to follow your dreams, to follow your heart, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to become, go out there and do it. Don't wait on the system. Don't wait on things don't look for the guarantee. Look for the love. We all look for the guarantee, but look for the love. Go out there and find and become whatever you want to become. When I walked away from Potawatomi Nation and when I met up with Billy Mills at that event, that was it for me. I've been doing this, and I owe it, a lot of it, to Wings of America. And I want to thank Will Cheney, and I want to thank Ann Wheelock. I want to thank Margie, because they were the ones that bossed me around while I was always there. Thank you guys very much.
Please.
You can have that seat.